My name is Sheyi Allen, and this is the Industry Police. Today, I just want to run through a couple of topics we're going to be talking about in the future. I want to prepare you guys because we're going to tackle these issues, we're going to talk about these things. During the COVID-19 period, there were a couple of songs that made us happy. Most of us were like at home, there was a lockdown. So within the lockdown, what are those songs that made you happy? What are those songs? Who are those artists that churned out songs, that kept you busy, that made you dance within the lockdown, that made you happy? Please comment on our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, comment. You can drop your comments too on our Instagram. Everywhere you look for us, we are the Industry Police. We are the only Industry Police that you need. So anywhere you look for us, we are there. You see my face there, you see other people's faces there. Another topic is I want to talk about celebs that went to school and they acted. Some celebs went to school and they don't act it. Some celebs went to school and you see the way they talk, the way they behave, the way they turn up messages, that this guy went to school and he acted, the way they behave in public. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. If you know such artists, please mention your artists. 10 celebs that went to school and they acted. Now, another one is 10 celebs that studied courses that relates with their brand. Did you hear that? 10 celebs that studied courses that is related to their brand. I'm sure you know them. You know them more than I do. So just go to our YouTube page, comment, like, subscribe, click on the notification button. Go to our Instagram account, our Instagram handle, drop your comments, list your artists now. And when I start listing my artists, I don't want you to complain. As for me, I want to take it from you guys. We are in this thing together. We're going to work on this issue together. So send me your list. I'm going to work with your list. I don't want a situation where, Nigeria, when I sabi complain, don't be small. When I sabi complain, don't be small. They take and do honor. Complain. They take and do honor. My own is, give me your list now. Let me work with your list. So that if I merge it with my list, we'll be on the same level. First topic, there were artists who churned out songs within the lockdown that made us happy. Just mention yours. I know mine. I would like to know yours. Number 2, there are celebs who went to school and they acted. A lot of Nigerian artists are well schooled. Most of them are graduates. Some act it, some don't act it. If you know those that act it, let me know. Number 3, I'm just trying to remind you, some celebs went to study courses that relate with their brand. These ones, they are special celebs. They actually went to the university to study courses or to major in courses that has to do with their brands. You know the celebs. Let me know about them. Okay, so last on the list is movies that made you happy. Movies that you watched, on any of those networks that made you happy. I watched a couple of movies. I watched a series for the first time in a long time. Within the lockdown, I watched a couple of series that I would never have watched on a normal basis, but mention yours. Let's share together. Let's be happy together. Thank you. Our hot topics, people are waiting to give you hot gists about the industry. Don't forget, my name is Sheyi Allen, and this is the Industry Police, music madness and more.
Hello guys, you're welcome to this segment of Industry Police with me, Amis Fire, and today we have loads and loads of gist for you. So when we come back, we'll go right into the gist, so don't go anywhere, just stay with me. We'll be right back. Now to the Big Brother Naija update, I'm going to be telling you guys what has been happening in the Big Brother Naija from Sunday to today. Now on Sunday was the eviction show where 2 housemates were evicted from the Big Brother Naija. Tochi and Eric were evicted from the house. their fans were really sober about it. The people were like, they loved Tochi or Eric and they wished they stayed. Well, not long after the Eviction show, there was a big fight in the house between Lucy and Nengi. They had a clash and they were worrying about something. Nengi started the quarrel by saying that Lucy was talking things about her that were not true. And Lucy, on the other hand, was like she wasn't talking about her, that what she was saying is just totally different than about someone else and not her. Nengi insisted that Lucy is always gossiping about her and that, and today she just had to, face her. There were lots of, verbal insult exchange and all that between them, and Nengi was calling Lucy an Amweba and old and doesn't at her age. Lucy, on the other hand, was saying that Nengi's skin is brighter than her brain, that she's a very dull person, and she gets that Nengi doesn't know what PowerPoint is, that she can, say meaningful things, that Nengi doesn't know anything, that what Nengi do is to follow one man and from one man to another, and without a man she cannot exist, and so on. And the quarrel was very, very hot, and like the hottest quarrel in the house so far. Well, also, the head of house then was trying to, calm the situation down and make sure that everyone resolved their differences and just calm down. But Lucy was so hot-headed that she could not even listen. But after the fight, they had, a meeting to talk about the situation and the fight, and also was talking about peace, trying to preach peace, that people should settle their differences and try as much as possible to stay in their lane. V also had things to say in the house. She was saying that people should try as much as possible to not talk about each other or gossip about each other. Tricky T and Praise also had things that they had to say, and which was accepted by Nigerian viewers. And Lucy ended up the meeting by apologizing, saying that her point actually was that why she got angry was the fact that Ozo was just telling her to calm down and walk away, whereas she was not the one who started the fight. He was supposed to talk to Nengi and tell her to leave rather than talking to Lucy, and that was what made her to be really upset at that moment. Well, she still ended up by saying she's very sorry for always shouting in the house and for the quarrel. The following day, on Monday, was the head of house games, and with Erica coming out as the winner of the head of house game, she became the head of house on Monday, and she was to pick her deputy, and it was no surprise to Nigerians that she picked Kid Wire. Well, she and Kid Wire have had, a thing like from the beginning of the show, and people were really expecting that she was going to really pick Kid Wire. Lekon on the other side was really sober and emotional because he was thinking that Erica was going to choose him instead of Kid Wire. And the other housemates in the house were trying to advise Lekon to, forget about his feelings for Erica and concentrate on the game, that this is just a game, that he should focus, he shouldn't lose concentration. Well, after Monday, the following day, during the exercise, Erica was telling Tonali Badge that she had to, restrain herself and stop herself from, getting intimate with Kid Wire because, he's really attractive physically. And she was trying to stop herself from, getting intimate because of the cameras everywhere in the house. The head of the house and deputy have their own separate lounge in the house where it's just for the head of the house and the deputy, two of them together, and they were alone in the lounge, but the cameras still were all over, and she just had to stop herself from having any sexual or whatever with him. Well, she was also said that she prays that night she would also try to restrain herself until the end of the week when another person will take over. On Tuesday, before their weekly games, Lucy and Erica had a little clash. Well, Erica was angry about the statement that Lucy made. Lucy said that Kiddwaya is the neck and Erica is the head. That if the neck doesn't turn, the head would not turn. And Erica was really offended about the statement, and she asked Lucy what exactly she meant by that statement. But Lucy was just laughing, and Lucy didn't say anything. She was just laughing, and Erica was pissed. Erica was saying so many things and she was insulting her. Erica said that she should stop snubbing her and face her, you know. But Lucy, on the other hand, was just laughing and making a joke out of it. Well, the quarrel did not last long, and before you know it, they were all quiet. And after the quarrel was their weekly games, when the housemates were divided into two groups and they had to compete against themselves and play some games that were given to them by Big Brother. And after the game, Timberlake, they came out as the winner of the game, and they were really excited and all that. On Wednesday, as part of their weekly games and tasks, Big Brother gave them a task to do where they were to do a presentation about rape and gender-based violence. And the housemates, they had to sit down together, and discuss and deliberate about the issues, to say one thing and get points from each other. Well, they talked about a lot of things, And Praise said that before he came into the house, he was part of a campaign against rape and gender-based violence. He also said that one of the factors that contributes to this is that the way people are raised, that parents spend so much time, grooming their girls and raising them to be fine young ladies, why they don't give same attention to guys. They don't raise them as well as they raise their girls, forgetting that these two parties are going to interact tomorrow in future, and that is why the rape cases and gender-based violence cases are so high in Nigeria. Oza and Trikiti said that even though that parents are supposed to raise their children and all that in the right way, that as individuals you need to have self-control. You need to stop yourself when you are trying to do something that is bad, and that is one way that you can actually prevent this gender-based violence and rape. Nigerians, on the other hand, they will always have one thing or the other to talk about it, and they applauded the choice of topic given to them by Big Brother, saying that it is a right step in the right direction, considering the fact that this year a lot of cases about rape and gender-based violence have been all over internet and offline and all that. A lot of people came out to talk about their rape incidents and talk about their abusers, and this case and this rape of a thing has really been a subject of discussion in Nigeria since the beginning of this year. And they said that it is nice to see male housemates, talking something reasonable about the case, and they actually gave the organizers of the Big Brother Nigeria a big applaud and said that kudos to them and they're really doing a great job. We've come to the end of today's segment, and please, always remember to follow us on our social media handle on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, on our YouTube channel. Please remember to watch our videos and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can like, share, comment. You can comment about things we talked about today, your own opinions about it, and just give us your opinions about that. Please, like I said, like, share, subscribe, and you can also turn on the notification bell to be notified about our next post. So next time I come your way again, my name still remains Amiss Sophia, your beautiful and wonderful and amiable host. Thanks for watching and have a lovely day.